Good morning. In this lecture, we are going to learn vector differentiation. So far, from your intermediate onwards, you know what vector algebra is clearly. A vector quantity means any quantity which has both magnitude and direction is generally called a vector quantity. And we have the sum of vectors, difference of vectors, product like scalar product and cross product. A bar dot b bar called generally dot product, and a bar cross b bar is called cross product. Like that we have the definitions, and based on that we have some formulae. So these are all generally called algebra, vector algebra. So let us come to the calculus, vector calculus. In this vector calculus we have two things basically. One is that vector differentiation, another one is vector integration. So to do this differentiation in vector concepts, so we need to define some terms that I am starting with scalar function. That is very clear and it is known to everybody. Still I am defining it. Scalar function, if to each point P of a region E in the space a scalar f is associated, then f is called scalar point function. I repeat again. If P is any point in the space in a particular region E, to each point of P, point P of E, a scalar is associated. This scalar is f is associated. Then this association and this mapping is called scalar function. For example, if I take f of xyz equal to x square plus y square z plus 3z, something I am defining. Suppose if you are taking the region in the space, in three-dimensional space, if you are taking, it is defined by the coordinates x comma y comma z, isn't it? So that is why I am just taking xyz is the point P of xyz. Suppose if you are defining on a plane x-axis and y-axis, the function will be a function of x comma y. Suppose if you are defining a real line, it will be a function of x only. So like that we can define it. So I am taking a three-dimensional space where I am defining a function like this, and it is called scalar function. To each value of xyz, see in the point in the space the point is represented by P of xyz. So it will have some values. If substitute there, it will give us one scalar quantity. So this f is called scalar function. This f is called scalar function, and this E is called scalar field in that case. Similarly, if we extend the definition to vector quantities, that means instead of assigning a scalar quantity, if we are assigning a vector quantity, that means if to each point P of region E in the space a vector f bar is associated, then f bar is called vector point function. I am just giving an example. F bar of xyz equal to, I may write it is, if you are taking in three-dimensional, we can have like I am defining like this, f bar of xyz. To each point in the space P of xyz, we are defining f bar is like this, 2xi bar plus y square plus z into j bar plus z square into k bar, where I bar, j bar, k bar are the unit vectors in the directions of x-axis, along the x-axis, y-axis, z-axis respectively. So this is in the three-dimensional. So you can define two-dimensional, one-dimensional, anything. Suppose if you are taking in one-dimensional space, you may define, or we can write it a parametric equations also. See, if s is a function of t, y is also a function of t, z is also a function of t, then it becomes f bar is a function of single variable t. So the derivative can be taken for this f bar as in the case of the scalar function f. That means we can take df bar by dx, dou f bar by dou x, dou f bar by dou y, dou f bar by dou z as in the case of scalar function f of xyz. Now in the vector concepts, we have one operator called del operator, which is called vector differential operator, and it is defined like this. It is denoted by del, read as del, del, and is defined as defined by the equation del equal to I bar into dou by dou x plus j bar into dou by dou y plus k bar into dou by dou z. It has no meaning unless you apply it onto the either a scalar function or vector function. So we have two functions so far. One is a scalar function, another one is vector function. Now we have a chance to apply this operator onto the either scalar function or vector function. The chances are like I may operate onto this del operator onto the scalar function f, that is del f you have. Otherwise you may apply this vector differential operator onto the vector function f bar. There are two ways. One is del dot f bar 1 and del cross f bar is the another one. In that way you can operate it, and these three are very important. I can define one after one how they are. Now we can have one note I'm writing here, df equal to del f dot dr bar. Remember that r bar is a position vector in the space. Suppose if you are defining a three-dimensional, it is xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar. Remember that entire unit you have to remember that r bar is a position vector variable point for the variable point xyz, that is xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar, and r is nothing but modulus magnitude of that r bar, which is square root of x square plus y square plus z square. Okay, now before defining this one I can define what del f is. Suppose if you are operating on the some function del f, if you want, it is nothing but just it is del dot not dot into f, that is I bar into dou f by dou x plus j bar into it is dou f by dou y plus k bar into dou f by dou z. Del is operated into the f, you can have like that. So now let us try to show df equal to del f dot dr bar. I will show here. We know what df is. Let us say f is a function of x, y, z. So we can have it is dou f by dou x into dx plus dou f by dou y into dy plus dou f by dou z into dz. In vector quantities you may write, it can be written as dot product of two vectors. Those two vectors I am writing like this: I bar into dou f by dou x plus j bar into dou f by dou y plus k bar into dou f by dou z dot I bar into dx plus j bar into dy plus k bar into dz. Can I write it so? So we know a bar dot b bar is nothing but a1 a bar dot b bar equal to a1 b1 plus a2 b2 plus a3 b3, where a1 a2 a3 and b1 b2 b3 are the components of those two vectors a bar b bar respectively. So similarly, if you want to take dot product of these two, it is nothing but dou f by dou x into dx, dou f by dou y into dy plus dou f by dou z into dz. So it comes like this. So according to the known, it is I bar into dou f by dou x plus j bar into dou f by dou y plus k bar into dou f by dou z is this one. Am I right or not? So I can write this term as del f dot, and once you observe this, r bar is taken as xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar, then dr bar becomes dxi bar plus dyj bar plus dzk bar. So I just replace this I bar dx plus j bar dy plus k bar dz as dr bar. So this is one note you have to remember for this one. So df can also be written as del f dot dr bar. Now let us, why I am defining or why I am writing this one, we can understand in the next step, next concept. So far we define what scalar function, vector function, vector differential operator, how it is defined, del equal to I bar dou by dou x plus j bar dou by dou y plus k bar dou by z. And in that we observed one thing, when it is operated on the scalar function f, you may have an idea like this. Now let us come to the main objective. when it is del is operated onto the f scalar function, it is called one term and it is named as one thing. Similarly, del dot f has some name, del cross f bar is another name. So let us see one after one. Now I am defining a gradient of the function. It is the most important in the vector differentiation. Let us come to the gradient here. Let f be any scalar function, then the gradient of, I am defining, let f be a scalar function, then the gradient of f is defined as denoted by gradient del f or grad f, and is defined by the equation like this: grad f del f equal to I bar dou f by dou x plus j bar dou f by dou y plus k bar dou f by dou z. So when f is any scalar point function, then grad f is nothing but del f. So in sigma notation, it may be written as I bar dou f by dou x. This del operator is also defined generally del equal to sigma I bar dou by dou x. It may be useful in showing of some problems. Now gradient is means when f is a scalar function, then gradient of f is denoted by del f grad f and is defined as del f grad f like this. Now we have one definition called level surface. Level surface is defined. So if any surface f of x y z equal to c be drawn through any point p such that at each point on the surface the function has the same value as at p, then the surface is called level surface. I am repeating again. When any surface f of x y z equal to c be drawn through a point in such a manner the function has the same value as at p at any point on the surface, then the surface is called level surface. That is why it is f of x y z equal to c. Whenever it is a level surface, we have some physical interpretation of this gradient. Let us come to the note df equal to 0. So already we know df for this function f of x y z equal to c, what is df? Obviously it will be 0. But we know df equal to del f dot dr bar, which implies from these combining these two we can have del f dot dr bar equal to 0, which means r is nothing but position vector. R bar is position vector of any variable point x y z in the space of the surface. So when it is del f dot dr bar equal to 0, del f is perpendicular to the surface, so that we can say that grad f is a vector normal to the surface f equal to c and has a magnitude equal to the rate of change of f. So that point we have to remember that grad f indicates, when f equal to c is a level surface, then grad f indicates the vector normal to the surface, and moreover the magnitude equal to the rate of change of f along this normal. So the maximum rate of change of f at any point p can also be obtained by considering gradient of f at that point p.